Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission, to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Hello, Shadowcat back with more Star Trek Cosmoteer, and last time we finished up the system. It's all done. Took us a little while to get to the end of it, but we've done pretty much everything around here except for taking out that last pirate base. And seeing as how taking out that last pirate base isn't going to benefit us in any way, and it's currently not bothering anybody, I don't see much reason to do anything about it. Which leaves us to, what are we doing now? And what are we doing now? We're moving on. We're going to be heading to the Omega Lineoscore. Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's Lineoscore. I could be wrong on that. Who can pronounce these names? See, this is what the Universal Translator is for. I need this translated more. I mean, I know it's already in English, but I need it translated to something simpler than English. So, that's what we're going to be doing. One of the things that we were kind of tossing around is perhaps doing a refit of the Enterprise, and we may still do that. We may. But for right now, what we're going to do is I want to first see if there's any more crew we can pick up. Because if I check crews, let's see. Suggested on the Excelsior is 191. Which means the Excelsior is running really light right now. Is there any more crew we can get? The answer to that is no. Absolutely not. And that is unfortunate because for the first time, we're actually going to a place, I think this is the first time, we're actually going to a place that is a lower level. If I check the map again, we started... Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Oopsie. Let's go to Tau Presco. We want to go here. Right, that one. Okay, so we started off here at the Beta Eula... Oh, I'm not going to try to pronounce that. We went here to this beta system. From there, we went to Metaper. From there to Capaquis, Tau Presto. Technically speaking, here we went down a little bit at the Enarionco system, and then we went up from there again. So, okay, second time that we've actually gone down a level. But that doesn't mean that I don't think we're picking up any more crew here. We might. We'll check. We'll see. We might get lucky. I don't see it happening. I don't entirely know how the population system works and how crew replenishes. Still a bit iffy on that one, so I don't know what we're going to run into. But we'll go there, we'll do our initial survey, and then if we have time, we might look into redoing the Enterprise. With, you know, some more of the things that we've learned so far. And if we can get enough crew, well, maybe we can look into maybe making a new ship. There's been some suggestions for new ships, and I would like to try some of them. I am especially keen on trying to make an Akira class, because I like the Akira class. I really do. Making it's going to be a little bit difficult, though, just given the limitations that are in the engine we have. All right, do we have enough? Yes. We actually do all have enough. We just need to get everybody in here and get everyone charging. And there they go. Perfect. That's one ready. The rest of them, however, need a little bit more time. They are bigger ships. And so if we turn our timing all the way up... That's very loud. No, go away. Wait, are you actually going to come and harass us? No, you're turning around and going back. Okay, for a second I thought he was actually going to come here and harass us. Would you go away? We're charging. That is so very loud. I wish I could turn the volume of that down. And it doesn't get any quieter if I zoom out. Okay, the Excelsior is almost ready. It's kind of weird how everything has to warm up still. Even though we are using warp drives. Almost done. Okay, here we go. What is that? It's Control J. Then here we go. Control J. Alright, welcome to the Omega Lenes core system. We have one station over here. It's the Hinsuma station. Let's set a course. And please don't fly into the relay. There we go. Okay, they're not going to fly into the relay. It's a bit weird that the Excelsior almost did that. Usually that ship handles a little bit better. Okay, there is something off to starboard. But we're not stopping to take a look at that. It is pirate territory, actually. Good to know, I suppose. Are they going to come after us? Is everyone coming after us? Yeah, they're coming after us, all right. They're faster. It is a Tier 9. Ballistaria. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn around and we're going to fight. Except for you. You maintain course for the station. Everybody else, turn and engage. And I'm going to go ahead and spread you out a little bit more. No, keep facing that way. I'm going to move this. Alright, let's slow things down. Not too terribly scared of this ship. It's got missiles, it's got cannons. It's got very big deck cannons. However, I mean, we can handle this. Already we've done significant damage to it. And I see tractor beams. Let's put the tractor beams on hold for a minute. Active defenses are screening pretty much all the shells that are coming in. They're not even touching the shields. I mean, I might feel bad, but you attacked first. That was self-defense. All right. There is another signal over there. We're not going to get close enough to uncover it, I don't think. There's another one there. A signal behind us. Is it going to bother us, though? I don't think so. No, we should make it okay. The Fanged Freighter's got a nice head start on us. It'll be there shortly, and once it's within the protective area of the space station, then I think we're good to start. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and move you guys back a little bit. Just because I know how bad a pilot you are, and the fact is you always get caught up on things like the defensive satellites. So let's just not do that. Alright. We're here. First things, payment available. Visit this system. We did it. That is 13,000 credits. We don't really have to worry about credits right now. Next, we want to explore. We're going up to 26%. That is going to be 14 signals. And we've already got one. Now, crew. I was afraid of this. We cannot pick up any more crew until our reputation goes up. Unfortunately. So, we're kind of on our own here. That's okay, though. So, we're going to do the same thing we do every time. And that is, we're going to do a once around through the asteroid belt. Now, we shouldn't really need to do a whole lot of stopping through here. So I'm going to go ahead and set this. And then turn up the speed. Alright. First things we found, pirate territory. And they are coming. It is a Tier 3 Bouncer. A Tier 3 Roughhouser. And, in addition, this civilian ship is under attack. However, it is a missile swarmer. It's a Septa class. And it is under attack. So all the work that I did getting our route set up, yeah, we're scrapping that. Let's move in and help out. If they need it. It is a Tier 9 ship. I don't think they really need our help. That is a Tier 6 sapper, though. Oh no, they do not need our help at all. But, you know, you're welcome all the same. Alright, well, we'll just set this up again real quick. There. Alright, that makes 2. Can you two stop screwing around? Take that as a no. It is the asteroid field. It is the most complicated flying. It's not a shuttlecraft. It's definitely not the Delta Flyer. And I'm not making a Delta Flyer. The last time I made a shuttle, it didn't last very long. Turns out there's just really no place for shuttlecraft around here. Unless we made like the super ultra mega shuttlecraft. But I think they call that a starship. Okay, more pirate territory in the inner system. And we found something else. We're at 4 now. I don't know what we found. Are you really chasing us? You are really chasing us. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I am going to set some attack defaults. Because you guys don't need to get that close. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and say save attack defaults. Alright, they're launching missiles. All active screens, go to work. Well, it's the same thing that we fought before. And utterly destroyed before. And we are utterly destroying again. And now it's also under attack by that Swiftwing. Interesting. Well, thanks for the assist. We didn't really need it, but, you know, we'll take the help anyway. Everyone's still in good shape. Alright, so it looks like the pirates around here are more than eager to surrender their territory. Alright then, off we go again. What else do we have out here? Asteroids that we're getting hung up on. Yeah, that makes sense. These ships are not exactly nimble. Which is odd, because as I understand it, the entire reason why the ships were built the way they were, with the giant saucer section forward, was because supposedly putting so much mass forward was to make them more maneuverable. Don't ask me how the physics work on that one. I'm not entirely sure. But I'm guessing that was so the ship could pivot around on the engineering section and just kind of swing the saucer. Of course, you know, then that leads into all kinds of other problems, specifically, you know, first law of motion. An object in motion stays in motion. So once you get the saucer section swinging, how do you stop it? Now, I realize that there's all kinds of things like inertial dampeners and things like that. And wow, there's a lot of hostile signatures out here. It's an asteroid field, pirate territory back there. There's something else there. We're up to 6. Well, we could be done with this early. That'd give us lots of time for shipbuilding. Now, what's that? Will we get a peek? Well, we get a peek at what's left. It was a gunwing. Well, pirates get what's coming to them. Okay, we are passing through pirate territory this time. We need to be ready. Yep, we got their attention. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We are going on the offensive. But we are up against a paladin class. It's got a single forward defensive shield. And the Excelsior is blowing the hell out of that asteroid. Okay, core breach. That paladin class is gone. That's a tier 3 cutthroat and a tier 8 phalanx. Okay, we're focusing fire on the cutthroat. I think it's pretty well defenseless, though. Oh, now it's gone. Okay, and now fire is being focused on that smaller ship. No, we're not doing that. Okay, target the big one. Club, you need to get out. That's a lot of focused fire. The Enterprise coming in from the side, however, is disabling all their shields. Yeah, they just tore it apart. This is not a fair contest. Core breach. That heavy escort is gone. Did we take any damage? We did. We took some minor damage. Nothing we can't fix, though. Where else? Oh, a little bit of plating damage on the port side nacelle. The club. Somebody scratched the paint. That was worth our time. Okay, then. Well, that's been taken care of. So we'll just continue around like this. I really want to get this done so we can do some shipbuilding, because we so rarely get to do that. Okay, coming up on the first waypoint. I better add in the next one after that. There we go. I don't think we need to worry about that. This next signal up here, port side, looks like a station. And it is a station. Good to know. What is that? Oh, more pirate territory. And they are coming for us. What do we got? A Tier 2 Instigator. Another one. A Tier 2 Knave. A Tier 2 Intrepid. And a Tier 8 Toadvine. We're going to have to deal with that. Alright then. Weapons free. Don't need to worry too much about the smaller ships. They just took out one of their own there. However, that Toadvine ship looks like it's very strong from the front. However, it cannot engage us all at once. That is an incredible amount of fire coming into the front, though. Mostly disruptors. And it's using the other ships as shields. The forward deflector shields are up, however, they're not going to hold very long against that much disruptor fire. Yeah, disruptor fire is going right through it. That being said, the Enterprise and the Club are tearing it apart. And now the ship is disabled. Well, I mean, to be fair, we didn't start it. Let's take a look at the damage. Not too much damage, actually. I mean, it's significant, but all the armor plating on the front did its job. Having the dual layers of armor plating all the way around and the triple layer on front, I'll go ahead and call it a triple layer, given that there's a lot of structure in here. You can call it a quadruple layer if you want. That held up really well. Okay, what am I missing? Ah. One of the phasers. Okay, the Enterprise suffered a little bit of damage. It's all cosmetic, though. And the Club? Nothing. Very good. So that puts us up to 10. We just need 4 more. And we easily have 4 to pick from. As a matter of fact, we'll pick up this one just by default. And if we swing around here and collect these 3, well, that's a job well done there. And that is just a navigation beacon. So we will do exactly that. We will collect these. And that is going to be more pirate territory. What is going on over here? It's the Club. Okay, it was hung up on an asteroid. That's fine. I'm not too terribly worried about whatever we find in here, but we'll bounce through the middle of this territory. Actually, no, we won't even bounce. We're just going to come this way. But you're going to come for us, aren't you? A Tier 4 Bombardier, a Tier 4 Crumblerig, weird names, and a Tier 4 Vindicator. I don't feel the need to stop for these. As arrogant as that might be. However, if you're going to come after the Excelsior, and it is clearly a ramming ship. Okay then, here's what we're going to do. We will go ahead and turn tractor beams on. The Excelsior does not have a tractor beam. However, that Bombardier has been neutralized. It must have been hit by one of its own. Okay, we can pause the tractor beams again then. We're fine. I mean, more or less. I mean, he's firing lots of cannons, but the deflector shields can handle it. And the Excelsior does have plenty of torpedoes, I believe. Aft security shields are down. Aft torpedoes are empty. Why? We don't have any torpedoes. We don't have any antimatter. Okay then, we have lots of crystals. Let's begin making antimatter. In the middle of a fight is not generally regarded as the best time to do this, but we're going to set a new course for there. And we'll work on it. Yes, they're delivering crystals. And taking them the wrong way through the... Really? You guys really have to go in through the outdoor? Okay, so they're producing antimatter. That should get taken straight to the warp core? Really? I mean, I guess so. They're really attacking with flak. And cannons. It's like, you can't get any through here. The defensive screens on the Excelsior are way too tough. Oh! And out of nowhere, this Ballistraria, a friendly one this time, for the kill. Okay, any damage? What damage? Just minor hull damage on the back. Okay, we're fine. No damage, no damage. And okay. Sorry about this, but I'm not taking any chances this time. It's just one of you. A Tier 8 Phalanx 3 Heavy Escort. We've seen you before. Okay, we can handle this, actually. You are very outmatched. Core breach. The ship is disabled and out of control. Okay then, that's it. Let's bring everybody home, and we can turn in the first part of this survey. So, Explorer 26%, done. There's also a Renegade Bounty Pack, a Fugitive, another Renegade, another Fugitive. We'll get credit for all of these, or at least we'll get paid for all of them. It doesn't raise our fame at all. And we still cannot replace any crew members. There's no blueprints for us, and if I look at this... Actually, we could be buying some of this stuff. Some antimatter. Yeah, we'll get some of that. And so, okay, here we go. Everyone is now back home safe. So, that leaves us some time to play. And I want to take a look at the Enterprise and see if we couldn't maybe do it better. Because the Enterprise here is a behemoth. And it doesn't really need to be. See, for everything the Enterprise is, it could do what it's doing a lot better. It's just too big, too heavy, it doesn't have enough push, even with all of the engines that it has. And it's got 6 engines in it, just to go forward, and it's still the slowest ship. So I think what we're going to try and do is this, but better. Now, what were the things that we had to keep track of when we did this the first time? That was the Enterprise, or at least the Constitution class that is the Enterprise, has a grand total of 7 phasers, 2 photon torpedoes. It's got tractor beams, it's got sensors, it's got a warp core, it's got everything else. But the armaments we wanted to keep. So 7 phasers, 2 torpedoes. So we're going to go ahead and activate blueprint mode because we're going to go ahead and take everything on here. Just like this. And trashed. Okay, no more Enterprise. So, what are we going to do now? Well, we're going to rebuild it, and we're going to take some lessons that we learned when we did the Club and the Excelsior, and that is we're going to kind of pack things in. Instead of making sure to have hallways between everything, we're going to try and make it so you can pass from one thing into another, more or less. We may leave some hallways, but they'll simply be like maybe vertical hallways going straight up and down. And so the first thing we need, if we're going to redo the Enterprise, is we need to have a bridge. Okay? We'll put it right there where the bridge used to be. Next, I think I want to do things a little bit differently. See, the bridge is usually the center point of the entire ship, but we're going to offset things a little bit. Because I'm going to take the sensors and I'm going to put them down here. The reason being, there's no doors on the corners of these. Only on the top, bottom, left, right. And then, because these things need power, we will go ahead and put this large reactor here. Although we don't really need a large reactor, to be honest. We could go ahead and probably deal with a small reactor. And that'll kind of save us a little bit of time, a little bit of space. That should be fine. Now, tractor beams. These are super big, and they have a whole bunch of doors on them. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put these right here. Okay? Because they're they work. They're just fine there. Otherwise, we have to look at this and we have to say this is 4, this is 7. So if we wanted to have everything be like symmetrical, they'd have to go here. That doesn't really work. So the first stuff we could put them is there. I'm not going to. I'm just going to put them down here like this. And so what does that do for the rest of us? We're going to need to have crew. And we're going to start kind of filling in some spaces around here. So we're going to go and say we've got these quad bunks. If we put them right here, they slot in nicely against the sensors, and they enter into both the bridge and out there. We can do the same thing down here with these. And so, just like that, you know, we've got something going on there. There's not a lot that we can do here. We could, if we wanted to, we could move this up a little bit and put a quarters down here. Okay, we could do that. And that packs everything in really nicely. That gets us our command center, our sensors, our tractor beams, and enough people to run all of it. And so I think that's a really good place to start. That gives us 34 crew for something that we're going to need 61 currently, at least suggested. Now, what about shape? Well, if we're going to do shape, let's first go ahead and I'm going to kind of copy this a little bit and see how far this gets us. And so, what if... What if we did this and we just make like a circle? Okay. We'll copy this. Well, hold on. We'll copy this. And if we paste that there, already, this is not going to fit. Okay, this isn't going to work. So we got to make this a little bit bigger. So instead, what if we just broaden it a little bit? We'll make it a little bit broader. We'll do that. Maybe, kinda, a little bit. No. Let's go ahead and double everything, actually. And then we'll put that there. We can go ahead and delete this. But then we will copy everything in here. Copy, paste. And if we do this, that kind of works. That might work well, actually. And if we go ahead and compare it up to here... If we do it this way, that keeps the bridge of the saucer section a little bit closer to the center. And so we just need to move it out until it's in the right location. I think that's it. And then we'll cut this and bring it down. Nope, I moved them out a little bit too far. That's fine. I can fix that. Cut. Paste. There we go. And then we will need to have, of course, the bottom. There we go. And that is a pretty decent looking saucer section, and already you can see how it shrunk the ship. Less mass is going to mean more speed. And we might be able to shrink it further, I just don't know yet. Now, something that we're going to have to do is we're going to have to fill this in. So we're going to go ahead and use the fill tool. Boom, done. There, stop flashing at me. Now, things that we need to do. We need a deck torpedo launcher up here. Okay, we gotta have that. We need to have phasers. We need to have 2 forward and 2 to each side. Just like that. That works pretty well. And already this thing's looking a little bit on the big side. It really kind of is. Maybe we don't need this to be quite as big. Maybe. Hold on. Let's back up a bit here. What if instead... What if we took one of these out? Okay? What if we take one of these out? We'll copy this again. So copy, paste. We'll do the same thing as last time. So we'll do like that. We'll cut this and we'll paste it down here. We'll get another one on the backside. That's better. Kinda. I'm not sure. Seems a little squarish still, but you know what? It's probably going to be fine. Probably going to be fine. But I do want to kind of keep that general shape, and so I think we'll be good with that one. What if we start putting things back in here? Is that really how I want to do this? Maybe we should build out and then try to put them in. Maybe. So, if I wanted to insert a forward torpedo launcher, I could put it right here. Because I want to make sure that I have room for the magazine. The magazine doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't need to be accessible, though. Maybe. Alright, we're going to do that, actually. We're going to do that. Then I'm going to go ahead and put those there like that. Now, I'm onto something here, I promise. I am onto something. So if we do that, both of those can be magazines. And in doing so, we can even go ahead and slip a bunk into there. The forward phasers can go ahead and be put up here. And so that's good for them. We don't really have a middle point yet. However, we could put a phaser there. And we could put a phaser here. No, we can't put that there because there's no room for the controller. So this would have to go down a little bit further. Okay, that's fine. But that gets us all of our phasers. Good. Now, things that we are going to need. And we may end up redoing some of this out here. We're going to need to have some security shielding. And here's something I'm thinking of. I kind of want to put some big shields on it. Like, right here would be an excellent place to put these big shields. We could do that. And that would give us lots of good shielding on the outside. However, this little reactor back here is not going to support the big shield. Not even slightly. So, how do I want to handle this? Oh, and one other thing we're going to need. Those are going to be the security shields. The deflector shield. We'll have to go back here. So we can just install that right now, and then we'll be done with it. Alright, so we put those there. We can get some of these small phasers on either side of it. Like that and like that. And so those will work well there. Now, unfortunately, because of where these are placed, that can move in there, that can move in there easily enough. If we come down here to armor, we can do that, we can do that. Yeah, this is working out pretty well. This is working out pretty well. So right now it's saying it wants 87 people. We still need to put in a lot of living space. We will need to have some forward shields. We could do these. We can do that easily enough. We have access from the rear, although we'll need to get power to them somehow. That power is going to have to come from back here. So yeah, we're going to go back to this. This inner space here can just be corridor, I suppose. However, it does mean that similar to up here, we can put these quad bunks in. Each one of these is good for 10 people. And I can't really put one in here because then it blocks off the rear access to the bridge. So that's a no-go there. One thing that we do need are controllers for the phasers. So there's a phaser control room, there's a phaser control room. And I guess the phaser control room can technically go in front of it, can't it? Not sure if they have to fit in that space or if we can do it this way. Will that work? I don't remember if that'll work or not. You know what? I think we'll try it, and if it doesn't work, I'll change it. Because if it does work, then that's great. And if not, I'll just have to make these magazines a little bit smaller. Actually, you know what? That's not going to work because I don't know if people can get in here or not. Nope. There's no access into the magazines now. Okay, so instead what we're going to do is I'm going to put these up here. Oh, wait, hold on. It lights up green. Alright, I guess this will work then. What if we do this? Can we put that there? Because if that works, then I mean, that's just great. Yeah, if that works, that'll be awesome. Okay, and with that in place, now we get to add a few more things. Like we got the phasers in here like that. Where else can we add? Let's go ahead and extend the armor out so we can make our saucer. So we'll do that. We'll do that. And then we can go one of these, two of these. Oh, wait, I made a mistake on top. My bad. I knew it didn't look right. And then there and there. Alright. And then, of course, we get the flat top right there. So that gives us a lot of kind of empty space in here that we'll need to work with, or rather work through. However, there is more stuff that we need to add, so let's get to adding. I'll use the fill tool here to go ahead and fill in there, fill in there. And even though this is a bit more work, and it seems a little bit more convoluted, I mean, look at it compared to the other Enterprise. Things that I am forgetting, though. I always forget these. Thrusters. I forget thrusters every time. So, why don't we go ahead and put some thrusters... You know what? We've got this great big dome over here. Here's what I'm thinking. Put these standard thrusters. We're going to put these thrusters actually right here. Okay, that should be good. And then, I think I want to move these phasers up. Since these phasers are also pass-throughs, this is not going to really bother anything. And we can use some of the space in here for other things. Like, we haven't even installed any airlocks, any fire extinguishers. We haven't done a lot of stuff yet. Okay. So let's see. What next? We're going to need to have some retro thrusters. We can't just have the one big one in front. So... maybe right here? Yeah, I think right here is good. Protected by the shields. I think this is good. And then we can come over here, we can take these, we can put one there. And we'll put that there, and that helps kind of even things out a little bit. Down here on the aft, we will need to have some big engines, though. And I have kind of an idea on this one. Because on the shield core here, there's like no access in the middle of it. And so if we put the engines like right here, we could attach it. Do I really want to, though? That is the question. I'm thinking about it. Actually, I kind of think I want to put it right here. I'm going to put it right there, actually. And then the shield core can move backwards because there's an overlap between the drive section and the saucer section. And the shield core is going to go right there, so it'll be in the middle of everything. Now, in terms of doors, we can put doors there. In terms of living quarters. Most people are going to be living in the saucer section, so we need to fill in some spaces. Oh, and another thing that we're going to need is going to be some additional armor, I suppose. Let's go ahead and fill in some stuff on the outside ring. Things like this. Oh no, don't fill up the entire thing. Just one, please. Okay, so we'll do that. Up here. What I think we're going to do, instead of it being the 1, 3, we're going to go with 2 2s. Just because it fits better. We'll do the same thing over here. There we go. We're still only sitting at 44 people. You know what I kind of wish I had? I wish I had these armor sections that didn't end in a point. Because it'd be nice to have the armor section that would just kind of come over. Although perhaps, what if I simply did this? And then I could put something on the front of it like that. That works out rather nicely, I think. Yes. Yes, I think it does. Or maybe I should just recess them a little bit more. That could be an option too. Pull it in a little bit more like that. There we go. That actually does make it look a little bit more rounded. And then over here on the outside, it kind of is what it is. Can't fix everything. Now, things that I do need to do. We need more living space. And we do have some big options. So the biggest thing we have is this residence. It says 30, but 44 to 80 is actually 36. So these hold 36 people. Bit too... It doesn't really fit well there. I'd have to go with like a dormitory, I think. And a dormitory says that it holds 16, but we go from 44 to 60. That's 16. No, it says 16. So yeah, that actually works. That puts up to 76. It also says that we're still negative 91, but we can always transfer crew to other ships. The Excelsior right now is looking for crew members, and so we can move people over there. Okay, the same thing is also true over here. However, that being said, there is hallway around here, and that is technically speaking wasted space. We could move this up here. And so this room moves into the magazine. This room can also lead into the magazine. That's actually much better. Up here, we can put some people forward deck. Yeah, we can put some quarters there. Puts up to 82. It still says it wants 97 people up here in the saucer section alone. Can't really put anything there because otherwise we would be blocking that. Yeah, can't really do that. What we could do is we can put some bunks here. We can put bunk there. Bunk there works. Right now it's exiting into the engines, but sure, whatever, that's fine. Let's see. It's 86, means we still need 11 more. You know, in theory. One thing that we could do, put a quad bunk right here. The fact is that this is wasted space right here against the shield core. By removing those two doors, we can fit this in here. We're not losing any access on the shield core. We're only losing 2 doors on the power core, and that puts us up to 96. So there we go. We're good there. We're good. We're good. That's good. Okay. We are making progress. Now that we've got the more or less appropriate number of people, let's start filling things in up here. And then we'll get to work on the engine section. Point defenses. I'm going to put one there and one there because I like the way that works. I like the way that looks. And we can do something similar down here. Yeah, we can do something similar down here. We can go ahead and put one there. We can put one there. Where else can we stick them? We can put one here. We can put one there. And so that'll give the Enterprise some decent defense. Active defense, at least. Okay. I did not really leave myself a lot of room for fire extinguishers and things like that around here, but we're going to get them. We're going to get them. Don't worry. Don't worry about that. Okay. Airlocks and things. I'm going to go ahead and put an airlock here, because that corner is kind of wasted space already. Or maybe I should put a fire extinguisher down there. We could put a whole bunch of things up here. Maybe? We could definitely put at least one up here. Put airlocks there. We can put fire extinguishers up here. And, just because I'm thinking about it, miscellaneous things? Exterior headlights. We haven't added these yet. And so we could put these forward, but we could also put them somewhere fun, like over here somewhere. We could put them right here, actually. I'll put the replacement door there. Okay. Next up, more fire extinguishers. We need more fire extinguishers, just in case. We can go ahead and put a fire extinguisher there. Put a fire extinguisher here. We can go ahead and put a couple down here as well. We can't put anything else here because then we're blocking the power. But that's okay. That's okay. We've already got fire extinguishers there. I think we're pretty good to go. Actually, put a fire extinguisher there. And then put the point defense there. Because you can pass through the point defense. You can't pass through the fire extinguisher. So there we go. Saucer section done. It's got weaker shields in the front, but they are double layer. It's got stronger shields in the front, or on the sides, but they're single layer. All in all, it's pretty good. So, saucer section, I'm going to call this one good, and here's what we're going to do. Just for some storage, I will go ahead and put some storage bays there. And so we will have a little bit of storage. We do have a little bit of corridor moving around the ship. We tried to minimize it as much as we could. But I mean, we did what we can. The only other thing I think is missing is some lights. So we'll put these lights back here, and then we'll color them later. We can also put one back here, I guess. And like I said, we'll color those later. Now, all right, drive section. So the drive section needs to be roughly the length of the saucer section. And so let's just go ahead and start by doing that. So I'm going to turn off symmetry because I only want to make one of them. And we'll start off by coming up here. And all the way down to here. Alright, there we go. So that is the length of the drive section. Which, you know, when you look at it, doesn't really seem to be that much. But in here, we got to pack a lot of stuff. Because back here, we have to add another torpedo, another phaser, the warp core. We need the facilities for making more torpedoes. So we need to have the antimatter factory and the torpedo factory. And then we need to make our nacelles. So, starting from the back. First things first, actually, let's go ahead and start with the warp core. And we'll move the warp core as we need it. But we'll go ahead and we'll put the warp core right here. Okay? We'll see how small we can make this and how much weight we can shave off. Maybe right there. There is no way through, or no way past it though, so we will have to leave a pass-through on both sides. That's fine. We will make that work. Looks like we need to do that anyway just to make the phaser work. So, what we're gonna do here... We'll put the phaser there. And the controller will go there. Then, of course, we need to have our torpedo launcher. So there's our torpedo launcher. And it will, of course, need to have its own magazines. And there we go. Now, all of this looks pretty good as it is. Let's move this up. We need to round this out. And so, we're going to do that by making ourselves a little bit of a cap here. If I were to do this and then try to make it nice and gentle, we're already too big. So if I do this, and we make it pointed. Kind of pointy. There we go. Oh, I put that in the wrong place. There we go. Now, we'll go ahead and snip that. And we're just going to put this down here on the end, like that. And there we go. Now, one thing that is missing back here. We don't have any kind of security shield. So this actually could go a different way. So here's what I think we're going to do. Let's go ahead and bring the torpedo launcher all the way up here. We will bring the magazine up as far as we can. I think we can take this up here as well. We can do that. Now, will this cover? Not quite. Not quite. What we could do, though, is have two of them. That would get it up far enough to cover the area. It would give it extra protection. And there's still a pass-through back here. We can still keep all of these doors back here. I like this. I think this works out well. And that should give us a little bit of extra protection back here, because the armor is not thick. But the Constitution class was not supposed to be a warship. This one, still not a warship. We're actually losing a little bit of the armor that we were playing with before. However, I'm hoping that the maneuverability makes up for it. The maneuverability, the extra shielding, should all be fine. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to move all this stuff down. And we're going to turn on duplication because we can go like this. Okay, very good. Now, up here, we're going to need to cut off some. That is to say that if we wanted to make sure that that was enclosed, what we would want to do is we'd want to copy this down here. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And then we'll just bring this down here like this. Too far. So here's our engineering section. As you can see, it is same size as the saucer section. And if we were going to enclose that, we would need to cut off, it looks like, the cap plus 2. And so that's what we're going to do. We will select the cap plus 2, delete that. And then this is going to run right up against it. Just like that. Perfect. We can go ahead and do that. Actually, we can go ahead and replace these with some tougher blocks. There we go. And then we need this. Perfect. And as a matter of fact, here's something we can do. This warp core can come all the way back here. Okay? Warp core can come all the way back there. And then, this space right here, we'll go ahead and slide that in. That way we have immediate power available for both of these app shields. We're also sitting at a need for 141 people now. But that's fine. We still have room in here for us to expand. And let's go ahead and make sure that we have all these doors in here because we're going to need them. We do not necessarily need to have these doors on here, though. We have access from the side. Technically, we can say the same thing about the shield core as well. So here's what I'm thinking. What if we get a residence? We can put the residence right here. Alright, we'll put the residence right there. That puts us up to 132 out of a wanted 141. If we do this, it would be even more. However, there's still some stuff we need to get in here. That is to say, we're going to turn this off for a minute, and we need production. We need some antimatter and some torpedoes. And just like that, we're pretty good. As a matter of fact, we're so good. What if we were to put these down here? And then get these quad bunks and put them here. That puts up to 152 out of the requested 157 now. We can still keep all these doors available. The antimatter is right next to the warp core where it wants to be. And everything is good. And so the only thing left now oh, wait, those aren't... Okay, these are not part of it yet. Okay, gotcha. I can fix this because we are going to want to have some fire extinguishers back here. So if I put these in here like this, turn symmetry back on. Turn symmetry back on. Thank you. There we go. So that's all set. Now, last thing we need are going to be some engines. And I know I'm running long on time here, so I'm going to try to finish this up quickly. I'm going to try. But the last thing we need are going to be some engine, or some warp nacelles. And for these, again, they should be roughly the same size as the saucer. So we'll do the same thing we did last time, which is to say, we're going to come out here. And this should come all the way up to here. Perfect. Next, we need to have some actual nacelles. Thin nacelles. It's like the Intrepid class. These big ones are for like the Nebula class. I'm not sure what the difference between all of them is. It says thrust 12,000 kilonewtons. This one is 8,000. Thrusting what, though? These don't really push you at all. However, let's go ahead and use the two wides. So we will go ahead and put this right here. The reason being is because we'll round everything out in here. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and do that now. Well, no, okay, we actually have to move that down a little bit. That can go there. Drag that down like that. Okay, very good. And we are going to do the same thing on the top, actually. So we're going to do that. We'll do that. We can drag this down. Just like that. Perfect. Now, up here, because we know that we're going to want to have the extra defense. We know that we're going to want to have some extra defense. We'll be able to put things in here. Like, as much as I probably shouldn't do it, we could do this. And just have an absolute ton of active defense on the back there. However, that being said, one of the things that I do want to do, just because these are usually nice and rounded on the front, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some phasers up there like that. All right, and that is our nacelles. Now we just have to get them in position. And the position is going to be roughly, I think, one nacelle apart. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And right there should be good. Although maybe wider, I'm not sure, but that is a pretty good distance. However, one of the things that we did before is actually, now that I think about it, let's move these a little bit further apart, because one of the things we had before was the double pylon, and I liked that. I liked it a lot. And so what I think we're going to do is that. First things first, I just noticed that we need to put something there. But I'm going to come down to advanced impulse engines, and I'm going to use these as the bridge. So we'll go ahead and have Yeah. I'm going to put it right here, actually. So I'll put that there. We'll put this behind it to protect it. We'll do that. We'll do that. We will go ahead and put a little bit of armor right there just in case. Don't really want to do a whole lot else back there. But we'll keep our double pylons just because I like them. And right there. That should be good. Right? Yeah, that should be good right there. Now, before we do anything else, and we are just about done, we need to pass through there, we need to pass through there. People will be able to get down. These will need power out here. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put power right there on either side. We do still need a little bit more defense towards the back. And we'll need some fire extinguishers too at some point. Well, we do have a couple of fire extinguishers over here. We're working on it. But, point defense. I want it there, pointing that way. The more doors you put in front of people, the slower they move, but we'll have enough of a crew that we can accommodate this. And so I think that this is going to work. I think this will work. It is the new and improved Enterprise. Or at least the new Enterprise. How improved it is, I suppose we'll have to wait to see. But I have a good feeling about this one. We've got plenty of active defense. We've got plenty of passive defense. We've got 4 shields pointed aft. The nacelles are not terribly well protected, but I mean, it's okay. We are still 15 people over, though. Or, no, we don't have enough people. It actually says suggested crew 236. I think it's because of all of these point defenses, which don't actually need to be manned. All these shields and stuff do. Alright, so if we needed more people, we're not getting more people. We're just not doing that. What I can do, I think, as much as I'm reluctant to, I could probably squeeze a few more in here. Maybe. With these twin bunks, I could put one there. I could put one here. I can't put one here. That just doesn't work. And there's really nowhere else back here to put anyone. Next off, we're going to go ahead and put some people movers down here. Just so that we have, you know, at least the appearance of having a separation. So those are going to be our turbo lifts. I think we are good to go. So you ready for this? Here we go. Make it so. We are going to get a whole bunch of resources back from this one. Our new and somewhat improved Enterprise. And wow, look at all the resources it got left behind. That is a lot. It's an Enterprise-shaped cloud. That is fun. But there it is. It's going to take them a minute to get everything turned back on. But yeah, not bad. A lot of the smaller generators cannot keep up, which is understandable. But they will. They will keep up. Alright then, this has gone on much longer than I expected it to, but that was a lot of rebuilding to do. So, I will take care of a few things, like the cosmetic things, on my own between episodes, but for now, we're going to go ahead, we're going to take a break here, and we get back. We will get back on the survey, we will take the Enterprise out again and see how the new Enterprise A performs, and I don't know. I'm kind of excited though. Let's wait and see what happens. But if you want to be here for that, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon. That way you get notified when the videos come out. And oh yeah, I forgot to change that. Extra small? No. Large. See, we went down an entire size. There we go. If you know somebody else who's also into Cosmoteer or Star Trek in general and you think they might enjoy this, then share this video with them because they'll probably enjoy it. But even if not, even if you just like me, leave a like on the video, leave a comment down below, and I will see you next time for more Star Trek Cosmoteer. And until then, take care.